Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller now has his sights set on President Trump's business dealings. Now, Bloomberg is reporting that Mueller had issued a subpoena to Germany's largest lender several weeks ago. So we're just finding out about this now, which forced the bank to submit documents on its relationship with President Trump and his family. This is according to somebody who's been briefed on the matter. Now, this is interesting because what Mueller is doing, and this is where he's going to have the most, I think, impact, and he's going to find the most out, is that he's basically trying to follow the money. You go after the money, you follow the money trail, and that'll lead you to the answers that you can actually use to take him down. Now, it makes logical sense here, right? So if Mueller can prove that Russia had been helping President Trump financially, for example, you can make the case that Trump had planned to win with Russian help in order to give something back to Russia, likely in the form of easing of economic sanctions or the elimination of said sanctions. That would help Russia immensely. Now, also, how this relates to Rex Tillerson, for example, in American corporations, is that, look, Rex Tillerson, he was CEO of ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil was going to have a $500 million oil deal with Russia until the sanctions were put into place. And look, President Trump is, of course, known for being a friend of people in Russia, doing pageants and stuff inside of Russia, and doing real estate deals with Russians. So he's got a long history of dealings with that country, with people in that country, mainly the aristocracy there. Now, how Deutsche Bank is connected is that, well, I think that there would be an intermediary that would essentially allow Trump or Russia to launder money. And it's not something that they haven't been caught doing, at least in the case of Russia. According to CNN Money, the giant German lender was hit with about $630 million in penalties over a $10 billion Russian money laundering scheme that involved its Moscow, New York, and London branches. The latest fines penalized Deutsche Bank's failure to deal with a stock trading scheme that enabled some of its clients in Russia to improperly move huge sums of money out of the country and into offshore accounts, according to regulators. So, again, it's not like they don't have a history of working with the Russians and helping them launder money. Now, Deutsche Bank says, quote, according to a statement to Bloomberg, Deutsche Bank has always cooperated with investigating authorities in all countries. Sure doesn't seem like it. Because according to the same report, Deutsche Bank for months had rebuffed calls by Democratic lawmakers to provide more transparency over the roughly $300 million Trump owed to the bank for its real estate dealings prior to becoming president, and whether those loans were related to Russia in any way. Now, the bank previously rejected those demands, saying sharing client data would be illegal unless it received a formal request to do so, which apparently it had gotten from Robert Mueller. So, here's what we know so far about that relationship. Now, Trump's relationship with Deutsche Bank stretches back some 2 decades, and the roughly $300 million he owed to the bank represented nearly half of his outstanding debt, according to a July 2016 analysis done by Bloomberg. The figure includes a $170 million loan Trump took out to finish a hotel in Washington. He also has 2 mortgages against his Trump National Doral Miami resort and a loan against his tower in Chicago. Now ask yourself, if you were a billionaire, why would you have debt? Why would you have to keep taking out loans? That's weird. Like, that just adds to the speculation that he is not actually a billionaire, that he's not nearly as rich as he wants everyone to believe, and of course that's one reason that he didn't want his tax returns or his financial information let out. But there could be other reasons. Just saying. Now, Bloomberg goes on to note that Deutsche Bank management is now ready to share information about the lender's dealings with Trump, and is hopeful that doing so will help end the series of inquiries from Democrats. An executive at the bank, who has not to be identified, discussing private deliberations, previously told Bloomberg News. So, no, they're ready to share that information. Yeah, because they have to. By law. They're forced to share that information. This is not voluntary. So that's what you have to understand. Deutsche Bank is like, no, we're ready to share that information with Trump because they asked so nicely, because it was a formal request. No, bitch, it's an order. Mueller said, you're going to hand over that information and you're going to do it now. Well, how can they do that? Deutsche Bank is a German-based bank. Well, it's because they have subsidiaries and holdings in America. So if they want to do business here, they're going to have to follow our rules and our investigations. Now, they say, of course, no, we don't have to. Look, you Americans don't have to do an investigation of us. We're fine. Because it turns out we did our own investigation and found we did nothing wrong. An internal investigation carried out by Deutsche Bank, they said, didn't yield any evidence of connections between the client relationship with Trump and the bank's so-called Russian Mueller trades affair. Hey, look, we investigated ourselves and found out we did nothing wrong. No connections between Trump and Russia. Move along, move along. Mueller says, no, we would like to see the records of that. We would like to see the documentation. Just to see if you were actually being honest with us. Hey, and if you are, wonderful. Then you've got nothing to be afraid of. But if you're not being honest with us, we'll know. We'll know. Now, Mueller, of course, look, he's following the money. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Because any deals with Russia would involve Trump being massively indebted to Vladimir Putin. So, speaking of President Trump, how is he taking this? Well, so far he hasn't said much yet. Although he has been attacking the Justice Department and the FBI, who are also investigating Trump. In fact, he recently tweeted, after years of coming with the phony and dishonest Clinton investigation and more, running the FBI, its reputation is in tatters, worse than history. But fear not, we will bring it back to greatness. No, it actually looks like Mueller's trying to do that. Let me give you an example of this. He recently removed an agent who had posted anti-Trump messages. That seems like he's trying to play it down the middle. Like, hey man, look, if you're coming into this with an anti-Trump bias, you got to go, son. And I absolutely agree with that. He's doing that to avoid any sort of calls to anti-Trump bias in this investigation. And again, that is super important. He is playing this by the book 100% as to not cast any doubt on whatever he happens to find, if he finds anything. Now, that, of course, hasn't stopped right-wingers from jumping all over it and saying, oh, my God, he had to fire a person who was anti-Trump. Yeah. And he did the right thing. He found somebody that was anti-Trump and said, you can't be part of this investigation. That's not going to happen on this team. You got to go. We must remain 100% neutral and totally committed to the truth. And of course, look, Trump is very, very concerned about this. Now, here's another thing he had said. Back in July, Trump said in an interview with the New York Times that if Mueller examined his family finances beyond any relationship with Russia, he would consider it a violation. Well, it seems to have gone exactly in that direction, so we're not sure where Trump's going to go on here. I mean, look, Mueller's investigation has now expanded to examine a broad range of transactions involving the president's businesses, including his dealings by Jared Kushner and Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross. So, look, he has gone far beyond just Russia and is now looking into financial crimes, including members of your own family, and now, well, your finances. So, that appears to be a violation. So, that entire thing about, oh, yeah, it'll be a violation if you look into that, was that a threat? Please be a threat. Please try to obstruct justice some more. That would be absolutely fantastic. In fact, he might have actually obstructed justice already and admitted to doing so in a tweet about why he fired Michael Flynn in the first place. So look, the guy just keeps digging himself a bigger and bigger hole. And why would he threaten Mueller for looking into his finances? Maybe there's something there. I think there's something there. Or it could be just that he's not as rich as he claims. Or maybe they find some shady transactions and some proof that ties him to Russia and offers evidence into collusion. I don't know. But whatever it is, Trump's not going to be happy about the results. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.